Hello, this is Sripadraj Inamdar, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Electrical and Electronics of KLS VDIT Haryad. I am handling the electrical machine design subject for 6th sem. So in this lecture, we are going to cover the design of field system of salient synchronous machine with one problem. The problem is taken from examination of 2013. So the student should have the better understanding of the design equations and concepts related with salient pole machine. For that purpose, the numerical problem example is taken, which they are going to understand and apply, and they will be coming to know the field system design of the synchronous machine. So before this lecture, previously we have covered the salient pole synchronous machine concepts for the field winding design. What are the equations related to height of pole, width of pole, and axial length of pole, and what losses are involved in the field winding. So all the particular equations and concepts are taken in that one. So the problem statement is like this: a 2500 kVA salient pole machine is there. It is operating at 3-phase 60 Hz with 2400 volt, and it is running at 225 rpm. So it is stator bore diameter is given as 2.5 meter, and the gross length L is given as 0.44 meter. The slots per pole per phase is given as 3.5. Conductor per slot are given 4. Circuits per phase are given as 2. Leakage factor is 1.2. Winding factor is 0.955. BAV, that is the specific magnetic loading, is given as 1.5 Weber per meter square. Winding depth is given as 30 mm, and field ampere turns is given as 2 times the armature ampere turns. Copper space factor is given as 0.84. Permeable loss per meter square is given as 1800 watt per meter square. And the last condition given is height of pole shoe plus height taken by insulation. Overall it is taken as 0.05 meter, or the value given is in terms of centimeter, it is 50 centimeter. So the flux per pole is asked as A, length and width of pole is asked as B, winding height is asked as C, and pole height is asked as D. Now we will move to the solution part for this one. So the first flux per pole we are interested to identify. So the fundamental equation is N is equal to 120F divided by P. So P equal to 120 into 60 divided by 225. 225 is the RPM of the machine. So 32 we are going to obtain as the number of poles. Frequency is 60 Hz. So the number of poles identified is 32. So now flux per pole is given as BAV into pi into D into L divided by P. So BAV is given as 1.5 into pi into D is given as 2.5 meter and L is 0.44 meter and P is 32. So divided by 32. So we are going to get 0.1619 Webers. So the unit of flux is Webers. So 0.1619. Now as B, we are going to find out the length and width of pole. So for that the equation is axial length of pole equal to L minus 1.5. So here the minus 1.5, it is taken lesser 1 to 1.5 lesser than the gross length of the stator. So 0.44 is L is given, so that should be multiplied by 100 to get the value in centimeter and minus 1.5. So overall we are going to get 42.5 centimeters. It is given as the note here why we are going to consider lesser than the gross length. The next we are interested is the width of pole. For that one we are interested to have the leakage factor for the poles, and we are going to identify the flux in the pole body. So it is taken 1.1 to 1.15 multiplied by pi, that is flux. So here we are going to get it as flux in the pole body as 0.19428 Webers. So now area of pole is given as flux in the pole body divided by flux density in the pole body. So area of pole equal to 0.19428 divided by flux density is 1.5. So we are going to calculate it as 1295 centimeters square. Area of pole is 0.12952 meter square or 1295 centimeter square. Now for the area, the equation is width into length. Now since width of pole we need to calculate, so 1295 divided by 42.5, we are going to get 30.475, that is width of pole. So length we have calculated it as 42.5 centimeter, width is 30.475. Now in the problem statement the flux density is given as 1.5, but usually the flux density in the pole body is going to vary between 1.4 to 1.6. If that data is not given in the problem statement, the value should be taken between 1.4 to 1.6. Now in the C, it is asked is winding height. The winding height depends upon what MMF is required for that particular machine, and depending upon the height of pole and what MMF is required, we are going to get the winding height. So for that purpose the armature ampere turns is taken as 1.35 multiplied by IPH multiplied by TPH multiplied by kW divided by P. IPH is current per phase, TPH is turns per phase, kW is winding factor, stator winding factor. and P is number of poles. Now for this field ampere turns, it should be taken as 1.7 to 2. The range is always higher than the armature ampere turns. So as per this concept and in the problem statement, it is given as field ampere turns is greater than 2 times that of armature ampere turns. So now we are going to calculate the required parameters to identify ATA. So for that equation is, we need to know the turns TPH equal to EPH divided by 4.44 F by kW. By substituting, we are going to calculate TPH equal to 28 turns per phase. Now these three are there in the next step. Slots per pole per phase, this is given data. So we are going to calculate it as total slots equal to number of phases is 3, total number of poles is 32, and the slot per pole per phase is 3.5. So we multiply it by 3.5. We are going to get total slots as 336. Conductor per slot, it is given as 4 in the problem statement. So total conductors, we are going to get it as 4 into total slots. 336 into 4, we are going to get 1344. So these are the provided in the field winding. Conductor per slot, we can calculate, or conductor per phase, 1344 divided by 3, that is 448. So the conditions given are circuit per phase are 2. So first circuit conductors, we are going to get 448 divided by 2, that is 224, and second circuit is 224. Now the current per phase we need to calculate. For that one, we can use this equation, kVA into 1000 divided by root 3 into 2400, that is the line voltage is given. Since it is star connected, divided by root 3 we need to make. So IPH, we are going to calculate it as the 601.7716. Now using these data of TPH and IPH, we are going to calculate armature ampere turns. So substituting all those values, ATA, that is armature ampere turns, we are going to calculate it as the 678.85. And as per problem statement, field ampere turns are twice the armature ampere turns. We are going to take it as 2 into ATA. So 2 into 678.85, we are going to get it as 1357 ampere turns. Now using this equation, the field ampere turns required is calculated. Now we have got the next equation for height of field winding. So that is ATFL multiplied by 10 raised to minus 4 divided by square root of SF into DF into QF. So here ATFL is already calculated, 1357.7. Now square root, we have got the three terms. First one is SF, we are going to call copper space factor. That value is given in the problem statement. The next one is DF, the depth of field winding. That also the value is given. And QF is the loss per meter square, how much it is going to operate. All these are values are given in the problem statement. The denominator terms, all the values are given in the problem statement. So we are going to move for height of field winding. So HF equal to, substituting copper space factor as 0.84 as given in the problem statement. Depth of field winding given is, it is in 30 mm is given. In centimeter it becomes 3 centimeter. For meter it is going to become 0.03. So losses are given as 1800 watt per meter square. So since the QF is in watt per meter square, we can take the depth of field winding as meter, and the copper space factor is given as 0.84. So this is given as note, that is all units should be same. So here we have taken all in meters. So height of field winding, we are going to calculate 19.96, or approximately we are going to call it as the 20 centimeter. Now this is the height of field winding. That means the conducting material is to be available up to the height of 20 centimeters. Now this is provided over the pole length. The height of pole, we are going to calculate it as HF, height of field winding, plus height of pole shoe, plus height taken by the insulation. So here the pole shoe, the air gap is minimum at the center and it is increasing at the both sides of the pole shoe at the tips. So height of field winding is already calculated, it is as 20 centimeter. Now this height of pole shoe, we are going to take it as 0.2 centimeter, and height taken by insulation is 0.3 centimeter. Overall it is the height of pole shoe plus height taken by insulation is taken as 50 mm or 0.5 centimeter. 50 mm or so overall we are going to get 20.5 the centimeter. Now this pole height is calculated as per this problem statement. The 32 poles are to be arranged. So with this lecture, the salient pole machine, the field winding details are identified by the related equations and concepts. So the fundamental equations stepwise we are going to remember. First in A it is asked is flux per pole is asked. So for that one we have used the equation BAV equal to P pi divided by pi dl. Using this equation and Ns equal to 120 F by P. So we are going to calculate number of poles and flux per pole. So total number of poles calculated is 32. Flux per pole is 0.1619 in A part. In B part we have calculated length and width of pole. For that one we need the area of pole. Area of pole we need to calculate, so that we have calculated it as 1295 centimeter square. Axial length of pole is taken as 42.5 centimeter as per calculation, and width of pole is 30.475 centimeter. So these are related with the length and width of pole. In C part, the winding height is asked. In order to calculate the winding height, where we are going to provide the field winding, it depends upon what MMF is required. So one is the armature ampere turns provided for MMF, and the next one is field armature ampere turns. So for that purpose we need the turns per phase, so that are calculated it as 28 turns per phase, and the current per phase is needed. It is calculated it as 601.7716. So armature ampere turns at full load is taken as 2 times that of armature ampere turns. So field armature turns we are going to call ampere turns, we are going to call it as 1357.7. Now for the calculation of height of field winding, we have got the equation ampere turns for the field winding multiplied by 10 raised to minus 4 divided by square root of SF DF QF. SF is copper space factor, DF is depth of field winding, and QF, that is loss per meter square. So height of field winding we have calculated it as 19.96 centimeter or approximately 20 centimeter. Finally, pole height is calculated. Height of field winding is initially calculated, and the height available for pole shoe and height taken by insulation, it is overall we are going to assume it as 0.2 centimeter and 0.3 centimeter. So overall pole height we are going to get at 20.5 centimeter. So for this, the A Course in Electrical Machine Design by A.K. Soni can be referred, or the other book is Design of Electrical Machines by V.N. Mittal, that also can be referred. First one is A.K. Soni and second one is V.N. Mittal. We'll continue in the next lecture.